Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. This is my Friday dance. Cool. Nobody was on there to see that. That's really awesome. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday to you all. I'm going to give it a few minutes because nobody's here at the moment. And so I'm just talking to myself, which is always a good sign on a Friday, as I am talking to myself. Hello, friend. Welcome. Happy Friday. Hi, Elaine. Yay. Y'all missed my Friday dance. So if you're lucky, maybe I'll do it again toward the end. But for those of you who are joining us, my name is KJ. Hello, my family who is also joining me. I'm very excited. So if you're following, if you could take a moment, and if you haven't done so, just check in. Let me know who's joining, who's helping us create this space. Let us know that you're here so we can give you a nice little wave. Or if you're like, no, I need to remain anonymous as I want this to be for me, that's totally fine. Do what you need to do. But as we're getting started this evening, I'm going to direct your attention over to my mat area, and we're going to get started with some props. So 2 blankets, one roughly like a big pillow, two blankets, 2 pillows, one longer wise, one that you can be used for the head. And then 4 blocks, 4 books, 2 books of like higher height, and then 2 books of equal weight. So not a ton of weight. Hi, Heather Gordon, welcome. So, so I'm really excited to have you all here. So take a moment, gather up those props, maybe put on your favorite playlist. Hi, Dustin. And I assume Kate's with you too. Go ahead and grab your props again. 4 books, 2 thicker ones, 2 lighter ones of equal weight, and then 2 pillows or bolsters or blankets to help build you up and everything. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. One thing I really want everybody to kind of think about tonight is, I don't know, it's kind of been a long week as we've been going forward with this, and this idea of I should, and get rid of that idea. There is nothing you should do this evening except you showed up. So there you go. So as we go throughout the practice tonight, and if something doesn't call to you, if it is not like if you're feeling irritable or it's just bringing up anxiety and stuff, stop, come into Savasana, reset, check back in with the body, check back in with the breath. And really let this just be the space where we can start to relax. So even as we get into the breath, let the body create more space for the breath. Let the breath drive the practice tonight and just see what happens, see what comes up. So to get started, take your longer pillow or anything you got to prop you up. You might not even need it. And place it long ways. And then take one for the head if you've got it. And if you're like, no, I don't want to do any of that, that's fine too. So we're going to start in a Supta Baddha Konasana. So knees as wide as the mat. Soles of the feet to touch. I do recommend having something to potentially prop up underneath the knees just to help provide support there. And you can use all 4 books if you want something a bit more. You can use less. Also, take your other books that you've got, the ones of equal weight, and then place them on the thighs as you start to lay down. And again, you don't have to do any of that. You can come into Savasana, or you could just come into reclined butterfly on your back. If you're laying down, as you're laying down, go ahead and tuck the flesh of the butte under a little bit to find it nice and flat. And then if you're using the pillows, let one pillow be for the head. And so try and bring it up a little bit so the head can rest just at the base of the skull. All right. Let's start by taking a full breath in through the nose. And exhale, open the mouth, sigh it out, let it go. A deep, slow breath in through the nose. And exhale, open the mouth, sigh it out, let it go. Take one more breath here, slow and steady. Deep breath in. And then an audible exhale, sigh it out. You are here. Let the breath come back to its natural rhythm. So to start, don't control it, don't change it. Just let the breath be received in through the nose And maybe out through the mouth, out through the nose. Starting to draw the focus inward. And follow the breath. Again, not changing it, not controlling it, but follow the breath. Observing where the breath starts in the body. And observing how the breath moves. And take a moment to notice what the breath is bringing to the mat tonight. Is it potentially bringing in outside stress, tension? Maybe it's bringing in positivity and joy. It can also be bringing in tiredness and just a general sense of ugh, whatever that means for you. As you let the hands hang by the side, broaden across the collarbone, broaden across the back. Palms can face up, palms can face down. Explore what that feels like and what you need the most. And as you become familiar with the breath, see if you can let the breath guide you into letting go. So part of the reason, the intention behind this shape is we hold a lot of stuff in our hips. And they become obstructions. Obstructions to the practice, to the breath. We want to use this time to slowly release the joints, to let the knees fall heavy, but no, you don't have to do that work alone. You're supported by the earth. You're supported by pillows and books or yoga blocks, whatever you've got there. Start to feel as if you're being breathed. Your soft inhale will fill you up. And the gentle exhale will bring everything back towards center. And maybe as the breath fills you up, it fills up the entire body without struggle. And then again, everything comes back to center. As you continue to breathe, start to draw your awareness to your senses. So notice what you taste in the mouth, what you smell through the nose. Hopefully it's pleasant and the person next to you hasn't done anything unseemly, even though it happens to us all. No judgment, it is natural. Can you feel the clothing on your body? How does it wrap around you? And then can you really start to draw the senses inward? Inward sight and inward sound. And with that, I invite you to take a full body scan. Decide where you want to start, head to toes, toes to head, up to you. Again, notice areas of tension, emotion, or sensation that you're bringing in with you to the practice tonight. Don't worry about thinking one is good or bad. Approach this without judgment. Just create the picture. As we'll check back in with ourselves several times throughout the body, several times throughout the practice, and we want to know what's changed and what may have helped or caused that change. And as you're ready, start to deepen the breath. So bring your awareness to the breath as it comes in through the nose. And then feel the breath come out through the nose. Gentle inhale, feel the belly rise. And exhale, feel the belly fall. Notice the cool air as it comes in through the nose. And notice the warm air as it exits through the nose. If an Ujjayi breath is in your practice and that calls to you this evening, feel free to go to that space. If an Ujjayi breath is not in your practice, stay here. And again, one is not better than the other. The main purpose, the main intent is to focus on the breath. So find your deep inhale through the nose. Find your deep exhale through the nose. And as you continue along this path, as you inhale, feel the breath push all the way down. So as it comes in, you're not pulling from the earth and having the breath travel up. You're pulling from the air and having the breath travel all the way down to the earth. It's the same motion our diaphragm makes. So as we inhale, the diaphragm expands and it begins to push down all the way toward the pelvis. And then as we exhale, it relaxes and releases back up. And notice if that channeling, that movement of the breath helps relax you, it helps release any parts of the body. And then we're going to take a 3-part breath, 3-part pranayama breath to start out our practice. So as we breathe in, we're going to breathe in through a third, breathing into the belly, filling that up. Slight pause, retention at the top. Breathe in, fill up the ribs a third with the third of the breath. Pause, slight retention. And then breathe in, fill up the chest, pause. And then a slow, steady, soft exhale out through the nose. So meeting at the bottom of your next exhale. Inhale, belly. Find your natural pause. Inhale, ribs. Pause. Inhale, chest. Pause. And then slow, controlled exhale. So remember, we're taking 3 inhales. So don't fill up to the greatest capacity right away. Find the ease. Inhale, belly. Pause. Inhale, ribs. Pause. Inhale, chest. Pause. And then exhale. So the breath is still filling us up from the bottom as we push all the breath down. Keep breathing here. Belly, pause. Ribs, pause. Chest, pause. And then a slow exhale. You're going to take 3 more on your own, and I'll join you for the last 2. But the more important thing is if you notice that during this breath you're becoming irritable, it's bringing up any anxiety, stop. Release, find Shavasana, and just breathe in slowly through the nose and out through the nose. And on your next inhale, gently remove your blocks, remove your books off to the side. Try and keep your legs where they're at. As you lift up, we're going to fold forward, taking a butterfly pose here. So soft inhales through the nose, soft exhales through the nose. Notice what's happening in the body here as you breathe. We'll take 3 more full cycles of breath, slow and steady. Even here, feel the breath fill you up. Breath travels from the nose all the way down to the pelvic floor. And as an exhale, let the energy that was created fill you up and release anything that you're holding on to that isn't serving you. One more deep inhale here and a deep exhale out. As you inhale, slowly start to sit on up and pause for a moment. Breathing here, just sitting with the breath, sitting with the body. Notice what you feel in the hips. They feel a little bit more open, maybe a little bit lighter. And we want to start to engage one of our energetic locks, our Mula Bandha. So imagine that you've got 4 friends in a fitted sheet, and you all are pulling on the ends of the sheet at the same time, and that sheet sort of lifts and tightens. That's what we're feeling energetically through the Mula Bandha. Use this time to set an intention, focus for your practice. I should mention the Mula Bandha, and I did it before, is at your pelvic floor. It's right around the base of that, right below the tip of the tailbone. We'll take one more full breath in here and full breath out. And then as you're ready, roll over the shins and find your way to your tabletop shape. Stacking the shoulders over the wrists and the hips over the knees. You just take any movement as you are here in this shape. Maybe some circles around the wrists, maybe some cat-cows. And if you're like, I don't know what any of that means right now, don't worry about it. Don't focus on the name, focus on what's going to feel good and continue to breathe. So find your breath pattern. Maybe one full circle around the wrist is an inhale, and then maybe you switch for the exhale and let the exhale be that full circle. Start to establish that slow breath, matching breath with movement. So what you're feeling on the inside with your breath, let that translate into outside movement. Yeah, there's no right or wrong. So it may not be what we would say is quote unquote an official yoga shape. As long as you're moving with breath, you're doing the yoga. The asana part of it. Take one more full cycle of breath before we meet back in our neutral tabletop shape. So slight engagement of the core, belly button into spine, not sucking it in, just drawing it in. Cinch the low ribs together. Find a slight rounding through the upper back. As you inhale, let's send our left leg nice and long. Weight evenly distributed through both hands. Maybe flex the foot, maybe you point it. Find your balance. That's what we're doing here. We're warming up the core and we're warming up our balance. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Full inhale. As you exhale, cross the left foot behind you over the right leg. And as you inhale, you're going to slide back, coming into a diagonal pigeon pose. So we're not going into a full pigeon. We're going to likely be resting a bit more on our thigh. Then you're going to be in probably a funkier space on your mat. And that's okay. We can change things up. We don't have to be so linear. But we're going to be here through 5 full breaths. And so inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Inhale 4. Exhale 4. Inhale 3. Exhale 3. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Breath in 1. Breath out 1. And on your next inhale, slowly pull your way back up to that elongated table, left foot behind you. And then as you exhale, bend the left leg 90 degrees, flex the foot. We're just going to take some very baby pulses, lifting the knee up, lifting the foot up. So warming up the glutes a little bit, warming up the hips. So imagine you're just trying to put a footprint on, straight up and down, nice and small. 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. And then as you inhale, extend our right leg nice and long. Flex or point the foot. You decide this evening what you need. I invite you to close your eyes here. Take one of the senses out of the equation and let that sense draw inward. So let your sense of sight start to draw inward. It might test your balance, and if that's too much, that's okay. Find a soft point for your gaze. But what do you notice? What's the more important thing? What do you notice about the breath? What do you notice about the body? Can it feel a bit more locked into place where the joints are stacking? We'll take a breath in. And this time as we exhale, right foot is going to cross over to the side. And as you inhale, slide on back into our diagonal pigeon pose. So we're likely going to be resting the chest a bit more on the thigh. Hopefully you're feeling this in the glute and maybe on the side of the hip. Adjust the shape for you. And if you're feeling pain in the knee, please come out of this. Let's take our 5 breaths. Inhale, 5. Exhale, 5. Inhale, 4. Exhale, 4. Inhale, 3. Exhale, 3. Inhale, 2. Exhale, 2. Inhale, 1. Exhale, 1. As you inhale, pull yourself up to that elongated table. Don't worry if it's not graceful, as long as you find that space. And then on an exhale, bend the right leg. And then just take your very baby pulses. Up an inch, down an inch. Find your breath. So you might be able to do 2 in one full breath. You might do 1. It can be very slow. For 3, 2, and 1. Finding our tabletop once again. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees to hover. And then on your next inhale, just start to walk the feet, turn the feet out to the side, finding Malasana, yogi squat. Sometimes transitions don't always work for everybody. That's okay, as long as you get where you're going and that feels good for you. Feel free to sit up on your block, your book. You might have to stack 2 on top of the other depending on the thickness of the book. Close the eyes if it feels good. And find a nice tall spine. So as you inhale, feel the crown of the head lift you up. And as you exhale, let the tailbone tuck under a little bit and reach toward the earth. Still breathing in slowly through the nose. And slowly out through the nose. Feel as if the breath is traveling along the spine. And here, start to imagine or visualize a subtle line of energy connecting the crown of the head all the way down to the root, the pelvic floor. Let's take one more full breath in and a full breath out. Plant your hands as you inhale and exhale, slowly start to unroll, finding your forward fold. I sometimes like to add in a bit of movement here as I come on up. It's like a little half shimmy, if you will. This can be a great place for books, blocks, whatever you need, just to bring the ground closer to you. Create new ground for yourself in your practice. Bend the knees as much as you need. Maybe you do a few soft knee bends. Might feel good to shake the head, yes. Shake the head, no. And let something go. Feet should be about hips width distance apart or wider. Hips width is roughly 2 fists. And adjust the weight, finding your center of gravity. So maybe you go forward, to the sides, back, side, forward, just figuring out where that is. And then very slowly on your next inhalation, start to really round the back, roll up one vertebra at a time. Letting the spine, the breath guide you. Maybe it's one long breath that gets you up. And then as you exhale, we'll meet into Tadasana, mountain pose. Bring the big toes to touch, the heels slightly apart. If that doesn't feel good, just keep the feet hips width distance apart. Adding a little bit more movement to the body, matching that with our breath. As you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. As you exhale, bend through the knees. On your inhale, find a flat back. Shift the weight of the hips over the ankles. And then as you exhale, come to the balls of the feet. Bend the knees. Just a gentle squat here. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you give yourself a really big hug. Hugs are really important, so use this as an opportunity. If you haven't had a chance to hug anybody today, hug yourself. It's good stuff. Plant your hands on your next inhale. And as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, bend through the knees, fold once again. Inhale, lengthen, crown of the head forward, hips back. Exhale, find that squat, nice and slow. Inhale, hands plant. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, reach up, look up. As you know where we're going, let's do this twice more on our own. After you complete your second time, we'll meet in Tadasana. Establish the breath once again. Notice how the breath is traveling in the body. What qualities is the breath bringing now into your practice and into your space? And what do you need moving forward? As we inhale, sit the hips back, lift the arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose. Palms can press, hands can be shoulders width distance apart. Try not to strain the neck too much looking up. So maybe you bring the hands forward just a little bit and you start to gaze through your eyebrows. I kind of think of it as yoga smizing, if you will. We're looking or smiling through our eyebrows up at our thumbs. Keep the neck nice and in line. Take a deep breath in, sit back a little bit more. And exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back, lift the left arm up, simple twist. So our right leg is nice and long behind us. Our left knee is going to be stacked over the ankle. If it feels okay on the neck, gaze will come up. Always the option here to drop the back knee down to the earth and focus on the twist. Right hand plants on the ground or on the block. Let's take one more deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, frame the front foot, low runner's lunge. Take a full cycle of breath here to ground down through the left big toe mound and really extend the right leg nice and long. Using your core, Inhale, lift up, high lunge. Pause here. Draw the low ribs together, straighten through the back leg. Send the heel over so you're coming more onto the toes, slightly past the ball of the foot. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and twist over to the left knee, cactus the arms. Inhale, come through center. Exhale, twist to the right, legs stay where they're at. Inhale. Exhale, gentle twist. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale. Last time, exhale, twist. Listen carefully. Inhale. As you come up, come into star pose. Toes in, heels slightly out. And as we exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, find your flat back, hands planted underneath the shoulders, weight of the hips over the ankles. And then as you exhale, take a low lunge to one of your favorite sides. Inhale, come back through center and switch to the other side. So we're just moving gently from side to side. Find your breath rhythm. So it can be really slow as you come up. Maybe it's a little faster. Move with your breath. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. On your next inhale, meet back through center. And then as you exhale, turn and frame the right foot. We're going to move around our mat just a little bit. Bring the hands inside the foot. Lizard pose. Drop the back knee if you'd like. Hands can come down to the ground, or you can bring the forearms down. Scooch that right foot out a little bit to create more room for your shoulder. And breathe here. Take 3 more strong breaths in. And 3 strong breaths out. One more, inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, come to find your low runner's lunge. So frame the right foot, lift the back leg. And then as you exhale, really lift from the core without scraping the foot. Step back, downward facing dog. First down dog of the day. And guess what? We're only doing 2 today. Amazing. Find length in the spine. So you can always do that by bending through the knees and tucking the tailbone up. Feel free to move. More importantly, notice where you're feeling the most open in the shape and where you're feeling the most tension. Can you really try to find the length in the spine? That's what we're going for. That's the intention behind the shape. We'll take one more deep, slow breath in and deep, slow breath out. Inhale, float left leg to the sky, 5 toes pointed down to the earth. And as you exhale, gently step the foot through low runner's lunge, left foot. As you inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, take that cactus twist over. Inhale, star pose to the center. Exhale, find your goddess squat, sink low. Toes are going to be pointed out. Tuck the tailbone, lift through the low belly. Hands can come to the heart space. Breathe. As you inhale, arms out to the side, toes in, lift up, star pose. Exhale, fold forward. Adding in a twist. Inhale, pick your favorite hand up, opposite toes up. Exhale, come back down. Slow inhale, other hand, maybe toes up. Exhale down. Take 2 more on your own. Maybe get the hips involved a bit more. Let the chest become involved a bit more. Take what you need from the twist. And we'll all meet back through center. Take 1 more cycle. At center, inhale, find a flat back. As you exhale, I want you to frame the left foot, low runner's lunge. Inhale, lengthen a little bit, crown of the head forward, plant the hands. And as you exhale, lift up, standing half split. So send your right leg up to the sky. Breathe here. Both hip bones, both hip points square down to the earth. Let the neck release as best as feels good for you. Try and maybe shake the shoulders out a little bit. See if you can make more space. For a little bit of challenge to strengthen our hamstrings and to really use our core, bring your hands to your heart center. And as you inhale, slowly, as I fall, come up to a warrior 3. It's okay if you fall. There's multiple chances in yoga, and we got a whole other side. Flex the foot, point the foot, find what calls to you. Take one more breath in, breath out. Inhale, lift out of the left leg. And as you exhale, step the right foot up to meet the left. Tadasana, mountain pose. Shake it out, do the Friday dance. Friday dance. I'm turning around because nobody really wants to see my butt throughout the whole practice, so I'm going to change it. All right, staying where you're at. Second chair, inhale, chair pose. Utkatasana, sit low. Wade into the heels, sit just a little deeper. Breathe here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, left foot steps back, right arm reaches up. Simple twist. Gaze will come up to the thumb, ground down through the right big toe mound, or drop the back knee. With the back leg, pick one. Straight leg or knee dropped. In between is where injury happens, and we're avoiding that. Keep breathing. Focus on receiving the breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Inhale, reach the fingers up. Exhale, low runner's lunge. As you inhale, rise up, high lunge, pause. Find your balance first. Both sets of toes pointed forward. Take your Friday dances if that calls you in your practice. Do what you need. Lift up the back heel. Really come slightly past the ball of the foot. Breath in. Exhale, cactus twist to the right. Inhale, lift. Cactus twist to the left. 2 more full cycles. One more full cycle. And then take your half cycle. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find your flat back. Belly button in, low rib cinch. And as you exhale, lean over to your favorite foot. Maybe you come into a full skandasana. Coming back through center, skandasana or low lunge the other way. Just take 3 more rounds with your breath. No rush. More importantly, you're just breathing, you're moving. Finishing out where you're at. We'll come back through center. Inhale, flat back. And exhale to fold. As you inhale, let's frame the left foot and come into our lizard pose. Drop the right leg down. Do what feels good here. Making sure you're on the other side. So opposite side of what we did the last time. Hands can be here. Hands can come down to the forearms can come down to the ground. Take 3 breaths. Maybe create some more space by scooching that left foot toward the long edge of the mat for 3. For 2. And 1. As you inhale, find your low runner's lunge. Ground down through left big toe mound. And then as you exhale, lift the foot, trying not to scrape it. Step back, downward facing dog. And I invite you here in this downward facing dog to find stillness. We won't be here for long. Just reestablish the breath if it's been lost. Maybe your focus, your energy, awareness goes in as you bring the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. I like to think of it as just a little spotlight, like a pin spot on my nostrils, and that's all my focus is at. On your next inhale, let's float the right leg to the sky, 5 toes pointed down to the earth. Right leg, right leg, sure. And then step the foot through as you exhale, low runner's lunge. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. And take one full cycle of your twist, exhale. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, goddess squat, sink low. Breathe here. Full breath in, full breath out. Inhale, reach the arms up out to the side, toes in. Exhale, fold forward. Take just one full cycle of our elephant twist. Inhale, reach up and down, up and down. And then as we inhale, find your flat back. Exhale, fold. And then start to frame the front foot, wherever your front foot is. It leaves our right foot right now. And then as you exhale, lift up, standing half split. So our left leg is in the air, strengthening through the back hamstring of the right leg. Breathe. Let the head hang heavy, both hip points down to the earth. One more full breath here, and full breath out. Bringing your hands to your heart space, slowly as you inhale. Come on up, warrior 3. It's okay if you want to try that again and come back into it. Find the breath, find the core. Lift the torso out of that right leg. Send the crown of the head forward, the hips back. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Shake it out. Shake it out. All right. Let's all come onto our backs. We're going to take 2 back bends here. We're going to take 2 bridge poses before we come into yin. Grab some water if you need it. Hope everybody's feeling good. I wish I could be there. I'll be like, how's it going? But I'm trusting you all to take breaks when you need it. Know that if you need anything, I'm here for you. And yeah, I can always do my best to answer questions. So let's bring our feet and our knees hips width distance apart. You can measure that by thumb and pinky finger. And come all the way down to the back. Scoot the heels toward the glutes. Tuck the tailbone down, just so that the low back is on the ground, so there's a bit of space. And then as you inhale, lift the hips up to the sky. Palms can press down into the earth, or you can bring the shoulders underneath the body, clasping the hands at the seat. As you squeeze the thighs toward the midline, they don't want to touch. You just want to know that they're there. Like there's energy, you're squeezing. Breathe here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower down. Windshield wiper the feet from side to side. And then come back to center. One more back bend here. As you inhale, lift up. If wheels in your practice and you'd like to take that, if you're feeling warm enough, go for it. But wherever you're at, let's breathe here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. This time, bring the knees out wide, draw them into the chest as you reach for the outsides of the feet. Happy baby. Our first yin shape today will be our happy baby. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. I promise I'm not checking my email. I'm just setting the timer on my phone. Hands can come to the outsides of the feet. Hands can come to the insides of the feet. You can always bring the hands behind the knees and rest the forearms on the ground. Just place your hands maybe on the outside of the knees just to provide a little extra support. And it's okay if the legs, the soles of the feet want to touch here too. Let's establish 5 long breaths here. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 5. Slow and steady inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Inhale 1. Exhale 1. Continue to find your breath. Notice here in the shape how the breath is moving. How is it traveling in the body? What qualities is the breath bringing in? What's starting to loosen? It's okay to be like, nothing right now, KJ. Nothing. I'm crazy. That's fine. I probably am. I'm like, well, I'll be here in silence about the next minute, and I'll give you a 30-second warning, like I always do. About 30 seconds left here. Breathe deeply, breathe slowly. And as you're ready, gently draw the knees into the chest. And then straighten out both legs. Come into puddle pose. So mini savasana in between our shapes. We're going to take it after every yin shape tonight. So we want the benefits, the intention of the shape to start to settle into the body. We want to check back in with the breath. We want to notice anything that's popped up, anything that's new. Hopefully we're starting to feel more calm, more peaceful, more open. And note that this is a place you could always come back to. So if you're taking one of the shapes and you're like, nope, this is just too much emotionally, physically, it's okay, come out of it, come right here. Let this be home base. And each time you come here, see if you can allow yourself to sink a little deeper into the mat. See if you can let the earth hold you up. Let the energy from the spaces around you come into the body. Create something positive. We'll take one more full breath in here. Full breath out. You're ready, roll over onto your left side. curling up for a moment in fetal position. Give yourself a really, really big hug. Let your arms cross your body. And as you feel settled, start to just use your hands to pull you up to a comfortable seat. So the next shape we're going to take is deer pose. And the intention behind deer is to help. There's many intentions behind deer, but the variation we're going to take today is going to be meant to open up the front side of the body, in particular targeting the quads. So this is one of those shapes I definitely like to think of as a bus stop shape. We're all going to get on roughly at the same spot. We are not going to all get off at the same spot. So really listen to your body. We'll start by bringing our left leg behind us, right sole of the foot to the inside. And this is where a lot of props can come in handy too. So as you're here, you can come to the top of the left foot. I'll demonstrate on my right so you can see me. You can come to the top of the left foot, or if it feels better on the ankle, you can be out to the side. If you're feeling tension in the joint, maybe you put like a towel or your sweater or something underneath there just to support you a little bit. From here, again, this is where blocks and books can come in real handy. You're going to start to lean back. We want to feel a stretch along the front side of that left quad. So coming back, you may only come down a bit to your hands. You may come down to the forearms. And again, you can bring the hands to books, you can bring the forearms to books, or you can come all the way down. Unfortunately, I will not be able to get there this evening, but it can happen. Other things you can do is, once again, using our semi-bolster set up with our pillows, and maybe that can provide a little bit of support for the chest, for the body. And you can always stack your books up too to feel that comfort. If you find knees are lifting off, again, tuck books, tuck blocks underneath there if you've got them, okay? If you do have yoga blocks, putting one block in between the shoulder blades and then one block for the head can be really helpful. Books, unfortunately, I don't think are going to be too great for that variation just because they don't have, there's one side that'll open up. So start to figure out what that means and allow yourself to broaden across the chest here. Be mindful of the knee. And one thing to note in particular is that we are exposing the front side of the body a bit more. So depending on how you're feeling emotionally today, that could be something that's you. So it might not be the physical tension that needs to be released in the fascia or where the vertebrae are at in the spine and how the spine is doing. It could be emotional. And if that's the case, come out of it. So we're going to be here for 4 minutes. I've probably been talking for about a solid minute. So I'll take that into consideration as well. So after you found your shape, take a moment here to just settle in. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And we're going to start adding in just a little additional pranayama breath into this shape. So we're going to take a 5-count inhale, a 5-count retention, and then a 5-count exhale. And slow and steady, working that breath so we're not struggling with it. So meeting at the bottom of the exhale, inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. About 30 seconds left here. Continue on that breath if that feels good, or just find a gentle breath in through the nose, out through the nose or the mouth. Then as you're ready, take a deep, slow breath in and a deep, slow breath out. And very, very carefully start to push your way up, or if it feels good, roll onto the side. Take your time. No rush to get there. Straighten out the legs, and then find your way onto your back for Savasana. Okay? Do what feels good here. Maybe you don't move the props too far. Maybe you just scooch down a little bit. Are you noticing a sense of ease in the breath? Hopefully by now you are. Hopefully by the same token, you're starting to notice more openness in the body, more grounding, and a bit more balance in the emotions. And again, with any of these shapes, you're avoiding the I should. I should be doing this. I should be going farther. I should. There's a million of them. Ugh, we don't need it. Let it go. One thing you should be doing is staying home. And take one more breath here. Breath out. Roll over onto your left side. I'm going to roll over onto my right. Give yourself a big hug once again. And then as you feel settled, as you feel comfortable, you start to push your way up. We're going to come into the other side of this shape. Each side is its own special, unique unicorn being. So by that I mean, don't treat it the same. You wouldn't treat two siblings the same, two dogs the same, two cats the same, two people the same. Your sides are not the same. They're different. So we're going to start by bringing then our right foot behind us. Left sole of the foot comes to the inner thigh. If you're sitting here and you're like, yeah, I feel that in the front side of the leg, great, stay here. If not, start to find your way back. You do not want to go all the way back into the shape. We do not need to reach the edge because we're holding it for so long that the edge will come and it might be something new as long as we're breathing into it. And that's why the breath is so important. So take your shape, take your adjustments. I'm setting our timer for 4 minutes. And I found that my foot can be a really great phone rest. Why I've never discovered that before, one will never know. But now that we're here, let's breathe. We're going to come back into that pranayama. If you found on the last round that it was just not for you, it wasn't meeting your intention behind the practice, that's fine. Just find your breath. If you're following along with me, we'll meet at the bottom of an exhale. And let's begin. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breath in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continuing here on your own, I'm going to go radio silent and giving you that 30-second warning. You may consider, if you're staying with that breath, if you're finding it helpful in a variety of ways, maybe you start to breathe out through the mouth. Does that change things in the body? Does that change things in the shape? About 30 seconds left here. Now as you're ready, take a full breath in and a full breath out. On your next inhale, slowly start to find your way up and out of the shape as you'd like. And then coming in to your puddle pose. Let everything really start to fall heavy. Notice the differences between the two sides, even after coming out of the shape. Notice the breath. Hopefully the mind is starting to melt to the sides. It's wanting to think a little less. It's needing to think a little less. We'll take one more breath in here. Breath out. Roll over onto your left side. Pause for a moment. Curl up. Give yourself a real big hug. And then as you're ready, start to push your way up. So for this last and final shape, I kind of want to offer up two options. And I'll demonstrate both. The first option will be cat pulling its tail, which is going to help us open up the front side of the body a little bit more and get a twist in the spine. And then the second option is swan pose, or resting half pigeon, if you will. Just depending on what you need. Maybe deer pose was enough openness for you and you're like, yeah, God, I don't need any more of that. And I want to be a little bit more closed and my hips could need a little bit more work, or vice versa. So if you know swan pose, aka resting half pigeon, feel free to go into that. I encourage you to start on the left side. If you're curious about that, I'll demonstrate that in a moment. I'm going to start off with cat pulling its tail. So we're actually going to start by coming onto our left side, like our lengthening TV watching pose, if you will. And we'll start by placing our left head into our left hand. Take your top leg, your right leg, extend it out to the side, press the bottom of the foot into the earth. From here, you're going to bend the bottom leg, and maybe you reach for it. If reaching for it becomes a lot, don't worry about it. This is the pulling its tail part. So now you've created yourself a tail. You can stay right here, hopefully feeling a stretch along the IT band of that top leg and a little stretch on the quad. Or you can start to bring the shoulders back behind you. Feel free to bring a block or a pillow underneath the right shoulder to level both shoulders out. Again, create new ground by using the props. So that's here. So IT band, quad stretch, and a gentle spinal twist. So that's option one. Option two is our swan pose. Our left knee will come behind the left wrist. Right toes reaching for the right wrist. Right leg long behind us. Don't let those back toes go rogue. Evenness in both hips. So you want your hip points pointed forward. If you find your left hip is lifting off, tuck a book underneath there or a pillow. If you feel pain at all in the knee or the hip, please get out of this shape. You can stay here or you can start to fold forward. And if you're folding forward, know that you can release a little bit more as the body invites you, that you're protected by the back. So our front side is where all our organs are housed. And so again, if emotionally that last shape was just too much, like, no, I'm good. And this might feel a little bit better in terms of emotional safety. So you'll be here. And we're going to be here for 4 minutes, for a full 4 minutes. I'm going to let you all have this shape. Let this be yours. Let it be yours in terms of what you need from it. Let it be yours in terms of the breath, in terms of silence or focusing on any music if you have that playing. Just know that you're safe in your space. You're safe in your body. And see as if you're here, if you can just release a little bit more. Find that grounding, find that release. We have about 30 seconds left here. Continue to be with your breath. Notice your breath. And feel breathed. And take one more full breath in, full breath out. Find your way out of your chosen shape. Come onto your back, onto your belly, for a very brief puddle pose, just checking back in. Let that shape reintegrate into the body. Hopefully at this point too, you're feeling some of your energy channels opened up. And so you maybe might be feeling a bit more relaxed and have a bit more energy. Maybe some stagnant energy got moved around. And then as you're ready, I invite you to find your way to your other side. So for cat pulling its tail, you're gonna roll onto the right side. Left leg is gonna come out, foot is gonna press flat onto the earth, and then you'll bend the right leg up toward the hips, toward the glutes. Feel free to reach for that back leg, but if it just becomes too much, if it's too much work, let it go. And then you can roll over all the way onto the back, taking that spinal twist. And again, propping yourself up, maybe placing something up underneath the shoulder. For resting half pigeon or swan, I have started the timer, so hopefully you've gotten into your shape. Your right knee will be forward toward the right wrist, right toes toward the left, back leg, the left leg nice and straight. Check the toes of the back foot, make sure they're not going rogue. And check in with the right hip. Make sure it's even with the left. So you might lift yourself up a little bit and tuck something up underneath there. You don't want to dump it. You don't want to lean too much onto that side. And then if it feels good, fold and settle in here. Be with the breath right now. Maybe you just let it return to its natural rhythm because that's what's calling to you. Maybe you want to go back to one of our other pranayama exercises, the 3-part breath we did at the beginning, the 5 counts, the long 5 count breath, or the 3-part breath, the triangle. Inhale 5, pause 5, exhale 5. Up to you. And I'll give you your 30-second warning. About 30 seconds left here. Continue to breathe deeply, breathe slowly. And take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Slowly start to unwind from your shape. And then take any final movements you need before finding Savasana, final resting pose. Let everything go here. Let the ground hold you up. Feel free to take this on the back, on the belly. Just let everything release. Let go of control of the breath. Let go of focus. And be here in this moment. And begin to feel the weight of your body on the mat. And start to invite some gentle movement back into the body by wiggling fingers and toes. And before you take a full body stretch, take a cleansing breath here. Deep breath in through the nose. Maybe an audible exhale, let it go, sigh it out. And then take a full body stretch. Crown of the head all the way down to the feet. And using your time, softly, gently transition to a comfortable seat at the top of the mat. And just sit here for a moment. Check back in with yourself. Notice how you feel. Notice the breath. Notice the mind. As you bring your hands to your heart space, honor the intention or focus you may have set at the beginning of your practice. And bowing your head to your hands, take a moment to send some gratitude towards yourself. Acknowledge yourself for making space for your practice today, making space for what you needed. And then take a moment to send gratitude to those who joined us in this virtual community to share this space. Thank you all so much for letting me serve you this evening. I'm so grateful to be able to offer this to all of you and that you keep coming back every week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as you bring your hands to the space between the eyes, the third eye center, the seat of the intuition, know everything you need is already inside. Namaste. Thanks, friends. Happy Friday. Hopefully, got something wonderful out of that practice. We'll see so many of your beautiful faces very soon. Sunday night at 5:30, full hour yin practice. So just the second half of this. Bye, Kate. Bye, Leah, Jim, Andrea, Heather, Gordon, and Elaine. Bye.
The gang's all here.
Gang's